WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
All right. Good morning and welcome in, everybody. Welcome back to 2 News Now on what we are calling and what can only be really described as a thankful Thursday. It is Thursday, January 29th, and I am your host for 2 News Now. I'm Alexis Bellamy, joined by 2 News traffic anchor Lee Jeffries. Lee, you're doing like a double whammy in your pink or kind of red today. I love it.
We're kind of matching though with the purple.
I know,
the
I'm
pink.
doing purple. Yeah,
Yes.
they're adjacent colors to the sister
Exactly.
pink, which is absolutely perfect and fitting. And something else we talked about, Lee, we're thankful on this Thursday. And if you're asking yourself why, you're about to find out. It's because we are actually above freezing, which is truly something to be thankful for. And to explain how much longer, or I guess why, or thankfully how long we can expect to be above those freezing temperatures, is Storm Team 2 meteorologist Jamie Jarosik.
Well,
Jamie.
I'm bringing in some bad news. We're not above freezing. We're above zero.
Zero. I said it wrong. I got so excited to say that wrong. We talked about that. We are above zero. Yes.
So, I mean, that's,
perfect.
Benchmark number one. We still have to get to that freezing mark. Maybe next week. There's a chance.
Okay.
So we have some cold weather to get through, though. And it's been so frigid the past few mornings. Look at our low temperatures so far this week. Get it to load here. There we go. 3 below on Monday. It was 2 below on Tuesday, 6 below on Wednesday. And this morning, it was 4 below zero. So we've had 4 days in a row where temperatures dropped below zero. Now, we still are not in the top 5. We have our record of longest stretch below zero was 8 days, with those low temperatures reaching sub-zero readings. Tie for second place with 7 days. There's been a 6-day entry there, 1895, and back in 2000, we had 5 days in a row. So far we have 4. There is the potential for 3 more, so we may crack the top 5. Tomorrow's forecast is 2 below zero. We are looking at 8 below on Saturday and 4 below on Sunday. So stay tuned to see if we make this new record. We will keep you posted on that. Right now we're sitting at 8, so it is thankful that we're not below freeze or below zero anymore.
And Jamie, stay tuned was just crazy. Stay tuned to see if we are above.
If we get into that top 5, yes.
So I thank you for correcting me earlier, because I did want to say I know there is a big difference between being above freezing and above zero. So thank you for clearing me up on that. But at least we don't see any of those negative numbers here on this.
Right, no negative numbers out there right now. We even have some double digits. It's 12 up in Wapakoneta, 11 in Minster. Dayton is still down a bit. But as we get into the afternoon, we should make it into the mid-teens today.
Okay, something to be thankful for today on this Thursday, one day until the week. Thanks, Jamie. We'll check back in with you in just a few, but we're going to move on to our top stories for this morning. And you guys, we're still feeling the impact of that winter weather from this weekend, of course, but a local blood bank is actually asking for the public's help to fill in the gaps in the blood supply. And because of that winter storm, many blood drives have been rescheduled for this week, and they were now canceled. So that's had a major impact on the local blood supply and has created an urgent need for donations. Varsity Blood Center supplies blood to 32 hospitals in the Dayton region. For more information on how you can donate, just head online to our website at WDTN.com.
Next up, a man has been arrested after a lengthy standoff in Kettering, and he's set for trial. Shane Smith is now expected to go on trial starting July 13th for charges related to his standoff. These include bulk drug possession, weapons, and pandering obscenity charges. Police first went to Shane Smith's home on Mini Court in June because he was suspected in the disappearance of Nicole Slusser. And following the standoff, Slusser's remains were found on Smith's property, but he has not yet been charged. We have reached out to Kettering Police for an update into their investigation, and we'll bring you guys that soon.
And what you're seeing right now is the video from that standoff. And I remember seeing it for the first time when it was happening, and everyone was just, really shocked at the damage that these machines can do. You see, it just took out that whole half of his wall. You see they're carrying him out in handcuffs literally right now. We used to cover these a lot at my other station. There's always so eventful when you see them actually happening. Moving on to your third top story for this morning, another member of a local motorcycle club has been sentenced. Newly unsealed court documents reveal the sentence was issued on February in 2025. Joey Marshall, the Cincinnati president, pled guilty to conspiracy to engage in racketeering, conspiracy to commit a violent crime, and commission of a violent crime in aid of racketeering back in February of last year. He is currently serving 51 months with 3 years of supervised release once he gets out of prison. So far, at least 7 of those 14 Thug Rider defendants have pled guilty, with 3 being sentenced.
Next up, temporary protected status is ending on February 3rd for migrants across the country, including the thousands of Haitian migrants in Springfield. Local leaders are right now addressing what could happen once the deadline passes. And 2 News Now reporter Julian Jackson is heading out there today, but he's first going to drop in here and give us a little bit more info on what's been happening.
Finally, an unsealed affidavit reveals new details in the investigation into the deaths of a Columbus couple. Monique Tepe's ex-husband, that's him there on your screen, Michael Mickey, faces multiple charges, including aggravated murder and burglary. According to the affidavit, video surveillance showed Mickey going to the area of the Tepe's home and leaving just a few hours later. This all happened a little over 3 weeks before they were found dead. It went into detail about how the police identified and tracked his SUV to the scene. Just last week, he was brought back to Columbus and pled not guilty. All right, switching gears now at 11:06, looking ahead to your react to that question of the day this morning. And we're kind of taking you guys out of the snow, out of the elements that we've been dealing with since before even last weekend, turning you to something else. So if you were stuck on a desert island, what is the one thing, one thing would you take along with you? If you knew you were going to be here, like this one, for example, which actually does not look that
that's
bad.
nice.
This is great for right now. Yeah. So what one thing would you take along with you to a desert island? I want to know how you guys think, what's the most important thing to you guys. I know people see this kind of situation and really think of Lee. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this movie, but oh gosh, and now of course it's escaping me. What is it? Thank you, Castaway.
No, I am not.
It's the volleyball where Tom Hanks brings the volleyball and he like has companionship. No, Castaway.
No.
Okay. That's what people thought of. But I want to know what you guys would bring with you if you were stuck on a desert island. Please scan the QR code, get in on the conversation. Let me know your thoughts, okay? All right, so now at 11:07, we are looking ahead to the day ahead, to what is coming up. We just talked about a little bit, one of the top stories for this morning, that temporary protection status is coming to an end for migrants all across the country, but we're going to look at it a little closer to home this morning. 2 News reporter Julian Jackson is joining us. He's about to head out the door, maybe not too long from now, to tell us a little bit about what we can expect for that happening here at home. Julian, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So let's start with a little bit about how the city of Springfield is responding to this temporary protection status coming to an end. What's going on?
There are concerns from people who live in Springfield. They showed up Tuesday night to the city commission meeting, voicing concerns over whether or not ICE may be making their way into town for an immigration enforcement operation. Now, that temporary protective status for Haiti was something that comes down from the Secretary of Homeland Security and being Kristi Noem. So with that, this started in 2021 is what a lot of people don't realize. It was set for 18 months, and that was set to expire in like February of 2023. They kept on getting extensions. When Kristi Noem took over, the decision was made to go ahead and set a permanent expiration date on that. Grace was given once or twice now since President Trump took over in office. And now we have come to that date that has even received more grace since then. And now we're looking at February 3rd, just 5 days away. So residents right now, knowing that there are thousands and thousands of Haitians who live in Springfield and the surrounding area, are concerned that immigration and enforcement officers could come into the city and force them out. So one of the things that they're concerned with relating to what's happening, what we're seeing unfold in Minneapolis is, them coming in with masks, them having concerns of, will unrest be a part of this? And will protesters go out there and do things? And one of the things they asked the city was, can we ask them or request that they don't wear face masks and that they have their identification on them because anyone could be wearing a mask and try to take someone and put them in a van. And that was some of the concerns that were brought up at the meeting.
And then you talked with the executive director of the Haitian Support Center. What did he say about this? What can we do right now while we wait till February 3rd?
So at this time, I did direct questions to Vilas Dorsonville to ask him about if he had any knowledge of any Haitians who may have already left prior to this expiration date. Some of them are still holding on to hope that there could be something in the executive branch and something in the courts that could pause this. But we're looking at 5 days left now, and there's very little to come of that. I asked them if anyone's taken off already. He said that some have attempted to move to other places. Some of them have attempted to go into Canada because right now many of them are fearful of returning to Haiti, which has been taken over and overrun by many gangs, and Port-au-Prince has been in reckoning over the past year and a half.
Julian, thank you for sharing with us what you could about this TPS coming to an end, and we'll look for more from you for First at 4 later today. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
Okay, this next story, I am excited about this one as gas stations continue popping up all over the Miami Valley. There's one name that you might recognize. It's planning another location in Montgomery County. A permit shows that Wawa wants to build a gas station on Needmore Road in Harrison Township. I love Wawa. All the permits are currently in review right now, and this will be the Miami Valley's third location, which just opened up in Richmond, Indiana today.
Okay, so you're a Wawa girl.
I am.
Are you familiar with Sheetz?
Yes, I love Sheetz too.
Okay, so you do Sheetz and Wawa.
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
Sheetz over Wawa.
And that's what I was going to ask, because usually people are like, no, I prefer one or the other, but you can like both.
Yeah.
I don't really like either. Especially being from DC, like we have both. I just, I don't know. Like, I've never eaten from, have I eaten? I don't think I've ever
Their
even
grilled
eaten
cheese
from.
at Sheetz, my favorite.
I don't know. But maybe if Lee's excited, maybe it'll push me to be excited about it as well. But moving on with some good news for you guys today. We have an update on some cats that were found in hoarding conditions with more than 30 other animals. We brought that story to you earlier this month. The Humane Society of Greater Dayton provided this video of the 7 cats who were cleared for adoption. Aww.
They're cute.
I'm not a cat person, but
Me
look
either.
at them. They're adorable. The Humane Society says that they are learning to stretch out, play with toys, and curl into some soft blankets. Now, if you guys have any interest in adopting these cats or learning more about some of the other animals who were rescued and are recovering, you can find that story and more information on this story at WDTN.com. All right, we're going to take a quick break now, but when we get back, we are looking ahead to what is coming up this weekend, a big historical event at one of your local parks. You don't want to miss it. And a longer look at weather. We'll be right back.
News now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
Thanks for rejoining us, everybody. We're back with the countdown to the 2026 Winter Olympics. We're just keeping it going, you guys. You're taking a live look now at our Olympic cam, showing you the host city of Milan right now. Very beautiful. We've got 8 days until the torch is lit and the games kick off. Oh my God, almost a week, you guys. The games kick off on February 6th and they'll last until February 22nd. And something interesting, the Olympic torch actually arrived in Cortina earlier this week. There are 16 sports in all in the Olympics, including some never before, and 116 gold medals are pressed and ready, just waiting to be awarded when the competition begins. And when that time does finally roll around, you guys, right here on WDTN and WDTN Plus is where you can watch. But we're going to stay at home now and get a check-in on the wintry weather we have outside that blew in through this weekend and doesn't seem to be going anywhere, Jamie. At least I feel like that. The temperature is literally like what I dramatize. Like it's 10 degrees outside. No, it literally is 10 degrees outside.
Yesterday, I think I called it stupid cold because that's what it is. It's just so cold. It doesn't make sense. Like why? But we have the cold air, the Arctic air in place, and so the snow is just sitting there. It's not going to be melting too fast. Of course, on the main roads, when we get that sun out and traffic over them, we do see some melting, and then we see refreeze at night. So just be careful out and about. Temperatures this morning they did drop below zero, but now we're up to 8 degrees. We're seeing just a few scattered high clouds, and that's what we'll see kind of through the day, some high clouds here and there. Dry weather is expected. It is less windy today, which is huge, and highs get into the mid-teens. We'll probably get about 5 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. And the reason the winds are pretty light, or if not calm, we have high pressure right over us, and the core of high pressure, very little wind. We do, though, have some of those high clouds drifting through, and they may filter the sun at times today. A check of our precipitation chances 0 today because of high pressure near us. Tomorrow, we'll have a slight chance of a few flurries. That's with an upper-level disturbance swinging through. Saturday and Sunday look dry for the weekend, and then Monday of next week, we'll have the chance for some scattered snow showers, but anything that does come in looks to be light. And yes, it will be snow because temperatures remain below normal for the next 10 days. We have the coldest couple of days tomorrow and Saturday in the lower teens, upper teens Sunday, and then next week we'll actually get close to freezing Wednesday, Thursday, so that's something to keep an eye on. After that, though, it does get cold again towards that following weekend. Future Track has some high clouds around today, but dry conditions. Tonight's mostly cloudy and dry. And tomorrow we'll start off with a dry morning commute. It looks dry through lunchtime, but in the afternoon, as that upper level disturbance swings in, we'll have the potential for just a few spotty flurries. Today we're going to see a high near 15, partly sunny, just very cold, but not as windy as yesterday. Overnight low drops to 2 below zero. It looks mostly cloudy, and winds will be light tonight. Tomorrow they'll pick back up from the north between 5 and 10. Behind that disturbance, temperatures will struggle, just up around 12 degrees. And then Saturday morning down to 8 below with a high of 10. Sunday we're up to 18. And then comes the warmer weather for next week where we have 20s Monday and Tuesday and near 30 on Wednesday. Something to look forward to.
The temperatures will be increasing. It sounds like getting closer to freezing, which I guess is something I never thought I'd be happy about, that we're getting close. You know what I'm saying? That we're getting closer to those freezing
And then we're
temperatures.
just going to be dealing with dirty snow and cars that need to be washed, all that fun stuff.
Right. The impacts. Impacts we don't really think about too often, Jamie. Right. Thank you so much for that. Got something to look forward to.
Well, following that dirty snow, we do still have some clean snow still out there. We have this video. Kettering police officers found a way to connect with the community as we find ways to deal with that snow. It's still here. A recent Facebook post shows how officers took a break from patrolling this week to hit the hills and go sledding with some kids. Look at these videos. I mean, that just looks so fun. Protecting and serving the sled hill, the department said. Since the officers did not have department-issued sled, they did have to borrow them. They pushed each other down the hill, and even with the wipeout, everyone had a good time.
There was a wipeout. I think it's coming here in a minute, but it wasn't too bad. But no, this looks super. There it is. Yep, there's the wipeout, and that is certainly one.
That's the best part.
That is the best part. But the Kettering Police Department is not the only ones who were having fun with this snow, you guys. Take a look at this. One college student made the most of that record-breaking snowstorm over in Columbus, Ohio,
Wow.
as he hitched a ride on skis throughout the city. Look at him. Like, I don't know how he comes from not.
This is scary.
He comes super close to hitting those cars. This is scary, and I hate to say it, but would I actually do this? It looks kind of fun. Brock Miller was sliding down Frames Avenue when this clip captured here. Now, we know we had more than 8 foot of snow here at home, and it looks like Columbus got the same thing. So you guys are really having fun with the snow. Okay, but speaking of those wintry conditions and that cold, freezing weather, we are looking ahead to your weekend. And you may think you may not have a lot going on for the weekend because of the way the weather is. But you guys, there's beauty in the cold, okay? And history is being made at Carriage Hill Metro Park Cedar Lake. So the freezing temperatures have created an ideal condition for a historical demonstration, you guys. We're talking ice cutting. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. We're going to learn a little bit more about what that is. They have a demonstration happening this weekend on Sunday, and Park Manager Nick Wheeler is here to tell us what we can expect. Nick, the way this was described to me has me really excited to actually see it happen in real life.
Yeah, it is exciting. It doesn't happen very often, about a third of the time with, how warm some of the temperatures can get. So we've gotten it about 10 inches of ice right now. So we're really excited.
Oh my gosh. And that's what's happening, a little bit of it happening here on our screens right now, right?
Yeah, so we cut it into small blocks. We're hoping a foot by about 1.5 feet. And then obviously as it gets thicker, it gets a little bit heavier. So a block is about 70 pounds. So it gets pretty heavy.
Yeah, and that sounds and looks, and so there's a horse-drawn carriage here. Tell us a little bit about the process when it comes to ice cutting.
Yeah, so after we cut the block out of the lake, we transport it with the horses and the sled and the draft team that we have there at Carriage Hill. And yeah, they'll transport it over to the ice house at the historic farm, and that's where we store it, hopefully deep into the summer.
So where does some of like the history lie within this?
Yeah, the history is back in the day, they didn't have electricity. So in order to store some of their goods and for our farm, they would have created like farm and dairy products that would have needed taken down to Dayton. And so that's where they were storing it.
So tell us a little bit about what people can expect when they come out there. How long does this take? Because, the temperatures, it is cold. The temperatures have made this condition perfect. But how long does the whole process take?
Yeah, so the process, we're going to be running it from 10 to 2. What a lap takes with the horses, I'm going to say about 30 minutes, but it depends on how many volunteers and staff we have, and it's actually looking really good. So hopefully we get a whole bunch of blocks produced pretty quick. But yeah, it's going to be really cool to see and unload.
Okay, and so I like to end the interviews with this question, but I'll ask you, use one word to describe this ice cutting demonstration and why people need to go and see it. What's one word?
I would use special.
Okay.
We're really unique in the area, in the Miami Valley area, especially to do this sort of event, and then for the conditions for it to happen, and the staff and kind of the stars have aligned for this one. So thank goodness for the cold weather.
It looks really nice and exciting just even looking at this video here, and I can only imagine it in person. So fun family event for this
Perfect
weekend.
timing.
Indeed.
Well, thanks for having me.
Nick, thanks for coming on and telling us a little bit about what we can expect. All right, your time now is 11:23. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, a look at those React to That responses and what is coming up in Living Dayton. Don't go away. Welcome back, you guys. Diving right into those React to That responses this morning. And I am so excited because one of them is literally probably ripped right out of my page, something I would actually say and probably think. So let's hear it. Okay. The first response is me. Well, not really me, but Mia says, it depends. My boyfriend, because we can keep conversations going for hours and keep each other busy. Smart. My dog, because that's my best friend. The only thing that makes sense, or my friend. We'd find things to do and hold conversations for hours. Yes to all three of those things. Well, maybe my boyfriend would be the last thing.
I like Mia. She's trying to stay busy.
She is. Smart Mia. And then Todd says a fully charged satellite phone. I almost said no phones because that's what everyone would do. Grace is nodding. Everyone's like, yep, that's what I would bring too. Carl says a car door. That way I can roll down the window if I get too hot. Very funny, Carl. Very clever. All right, we're going to take our time now and look ahead to what is coming up in Living Dayton. You guys have someone who is dropping by making one of my favorite things, or featuring one of my favorite things, I guess I should say.
Tasty Bacons is going to be in the kitchen we're actually making grilled cheese sandwiches. So I'm super excited for that one because cheese, bacon, more. I mean, they pile it on. So
and add tomato soup in there. That's the perfect meal.
That's what we need on a cold day, right? Yeah, and then from there, if you're like me and you kind of like look around your house thinking, I want to update that, I want to refresh that, Dayton Home and Design Show we're going to be talking about. That's coming up in March. So if you're looking to refresh some ideas, that's the way to go.
Looking to refresh, and oh my gosh, I hate to say this, but I don't need to buy anything else, but I know I will.
I know.
Like, I'm the worst person. I can definitely look around and be like, I do need this. I do need this literally paper towel holder. So something very exciting. You guys, we are looking ahead. Before we go, I'm going to leave you guys with this gem. I'm not sure if anyone is excited as I am, but I hope you guys are. It's today. Bridgerton is today. You guys, it dropped at midnight, and all 4 episodes are now out. The other 4 will be dropping next month, February 26th. I usually do a huge Bridgerton party when they roll out. I didn't this year because because of the winter weather, but I may, you guys stay tuned. I may do something for when the other 4 episodes drop later.
That's so funny you say that because I was just talking about Wuthering Heights. Having a watch party for that. I was just talking about that.
Yeah, this will be the season of watch parties. You guys, I'm so excited.
I'm so stoked.
This is all about the second oldest Bridgerton. That's Benedict
What's his
Bridgerton.
Name?
Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict.
Yes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's how they go. And even now, my director is trying to wrap me, but I will literally just stay here and run the clock out talking about this. Okay, so we're doing Benedict and Sophie. Okay, he's playing the music. It's time to go. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. We'll see you back here on Friday. Have a good one.